I'm bored. Precio, precio, precio. Precio, precio. Precio. I'm currently in my apartment. There's no electricity in my apartment. I don't have electricity to cook with. I don't know food. So I got myself with an HEB. A food stamp. I'm a victim of theft, domestic violence, abuse, genocide, sexual assault, rape, or hate crime. My family of origin, for the most part, leeches, rapists, murderers, sex addicts, porn addicts, illegal prostitutes, so gross and embarrassing. I don't know anymore. They're worse than hillbillies. They stay in my homes without my permission. They steal my vehicles. They get in the way of me receiving money. They cause for Jane and Kanani to be separated from me. They're trying to rape me, Jane and Kanani. They're so gross. Tagging the FBI in this post, NATO, Interpol, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the Justice Department in the United States. What else? The International Criminal Court. You can decapitate how many sons that have raped me, that steal my money and get in the way of mercy money. They're stupid. They're sex addicts, rapists, murderers, and thieves. And then they're trying to rape me full. One of them wanted a Catholic wedding with me. Ew. Ew, 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 ew. They're so embarrassing. You can decapitate them and just started all the steals from me, Jane and Kanani. What else? 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 I'm so bored. You can decapitate Luis Lorenzo Suarez. That stays in my home without my permission, so I can't be with my man. She's trying to become my man. She's so disgusting. You can decapitate Luis Lorenzo Suarez. That steals my vehicle, so I can't be with my man. You can decapitate Jennifer Marie Vasquez. That stays in my homes without my permission, so I can't be with my man. You can decapitate Jennifer Marie Vasquez. That steals my vehicle, so I can't be with my man. You can decapitate Carolina Chavez. That steals my money, so I can't be with my man. You can decapitate Carolina Chavez. That stays in my homes without my permission, so I can't be with my man. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo that stays in my homes without my permission so I can't be with my man. Disgusting. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo that steals my vehicle so I can't be with my man. You can decapitate Gilbert Lorenzo Acevedo that steals my money so I can't be with my man. You're disgusting. You can decapitate Benjamin Soto's sons that rape me, that steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money so I can date. They're disgusting people in Puerto Rico call them Moscow. I'm Miss Goody Two Shoes, never does cocaine, never will be doing cocaine. And they've tried to turn me into the bajo mundo. What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. Okay. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo Acevedo that possibly took hostage Melvin Samuel Lorenzo for decades through Messenger, through text, trying to get him to sexually harass me in a group chat that I won't ever get to. They're disgusting. They band together for when I get there. I'm never getting there. My dad warned them and my mother warned them decades ago to my siblings and some other people. Where you're from. And the thing is, I mind my own business. And I don't seek rape. I don't seek sexual harassment. I don't seek dumb conversation. I know how to be alone. My parents warned them decades ago, but Nina, you don't know how to be alone. So embarrassing. What else? What else? What else? What else? So they possibly taken hostage people to talk to them that I don't ever want to see. La cajera de civil como atendió en 2016. Posiblemente por alguien que me vio en Disney un día. Y no sé ni quién es. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. So he's stalking me, telling me that an Ezra is not a baby or that's an Ezra baby de verdad. Fool, ay, no se vergüenza. There's a comment here from Roblox Mexico. Ezra Bailey, the real POV is not. Well, they do him. The Fifex being Ezra Bailey. Wow, a mí me compra champaña cuando yo le digo hola a través de este profile Ezra Bailey. Es un menorito asqueroso, ya da un asco. Ew. Dan Lasco. Para que Marilyn no se entere que me habla. I'm like, by the way, he's gonna message me one day. If you traffic me into poverty and I seek the death penalty for you. He already told me like a bunch of names that he's gonna have Facebook profiles trying to communicate with me. You're dumb, you're stupid. You raped them and then you want to pretend that that's your man, you're nobody. Una asquerosa. Anyways, I ignore that type of shit porque a mí, primero que nada, yo no quiero hablar nunca con él. And if I wanted to talk to him, I would want to talk to him, not his. What is that called? What is the 007 profile? James Bond. James Bond. People pled him to stop stealing from me and trying to rape me. Then I'm not gonna get Alzheimer's purpose. Remember him. He fucks up every day. And then he wants to torture me into him raping me. No. Ew. I'm about if he's still trying to rape me for. What else is gifting me money today? This is so you can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Gilbert Lorenzo Acevedo that raped Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo is using me. So that his sons learn how to be alone, to stop mocking polyamory and killing people. That's your husband, y él te lleva a la cama como con 20, es un hipócrita asqueroso. Él es un hipócrita asqueroso for he's trying to kill his family of origin for believing in polyamory. Don't practice on me. People. He's stupid. He's a big girl, people marry a Catholic church, he thinks that's it. He claims they wanted to be a priest, but rights were violated. Dude, you can't take the vehicle your mother was taken to a hospital to deliver you. If you were delivered in a hospital, you were taken in a vehicle. Is there like a solution for people that want to be priests? If they're like, sadly, my family origin practices what you preach. Both your ears are in the Bible. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. Responsive bores me if it's not this. What else? I want to dance the garden next week. I want to dance the garden next week. I miss Jada. I miss people I'm appalled that the beaches, including this. You can decapitate him, say whatever his name is. If he stays in my home without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, and steals my money. What else? I'm aiming for thousands of people to get the death penalty for stealing from me, for staying in my homes without my permission, for stealing my vehicles. Since I was much younger, he stole my money to date him. He terrorized my parents to not provide for me. And he's been raping for more than 30 years. So stupid. So stupid. I'm bored. I like this song. I need a clean. I already called Jane. I called him on I'm bored. I need a TV or Netflix subscription. Who's gifting me money today? They thought that I would go away. They're embarrassing. They're so gross. I'm allowed to go for what I want in life. And I shouldn't have to fight for it. They're disgusting. They're stupid if they think that I'm ever going to take them on a date. Become bullied and torn for being an influencer. I love my mommy. My mommy is prettier than you, Arlene. My mommy is prettier than you. I'm like, have you not heard of Instagram? It's coming. A lot of people are influencers. I've never once disrespected his mother. They're stupid. They're stupid. What else? What else for if they need a visual of what influencing influencers are? They use that to date and to rape for. I'm bored. I need to wash my sheets. But I need to hand wash them. And wait for them to dry. He thought that I would run out of money and head over to my home with him. He's a Eso no es un hombre. I would never be with that. He's disgusting. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate my homie and slaughter sons of sons that rape me, that steal my money, and get in the way of my sermon. I'm born. I missed it, I miss Kimani. I don't allow disrespect towards myself, taking Kimani. Paralyzed, not better, still that dip was so good. Once. Things on time. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. I want coffee from Royal Blue Grocery today, not on many. Yeah, this leash is so stupid. This is slow. Sending my GoFundMe campaign to people through Instagram. They're porn addicts, so gross. So they see themselves in the image, they're like, dale, dale, que no hizo de comer. Y no lo cocinó antes. Ew, so gross. Ew, ew, un puerco. He thinks that I'm gonna take him out on a date. People call him asco in Puerto Rico. He's disgusting. He's disgusting. I'm bored. I'm bored. Oh, I want faster internet. What else? 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 One person's watching for like this post. I want to switch. I don't know. First, I want to switch into the other data. When I'm finished with stable, I plan to travel the planet and meet people, ideally polyamorous men. I'm excited about that. You can give me money through PayPal to do my GoFundMe campaign in person if I trust you. PayPal is AR Blue Sky Designs code. So you can send those straight to my heart. Arlene Lorenzo, R shop INTAYIAFAY. I am Tire Shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/F/Arlene-Lorenzo-. What else? 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 I'm bored. If I traffic these leeches into working. Ella se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso, me roba mi dinero. They get in the way of me receiving money to steal my vehicles. Well, what are they gonna do? Mock me for my gray hair? That's natural behind the scenes. They're stupid. Sarah Francis is stupid. But somebody else is stupid. You can decapitate me, how many daughters and sons that rape me, that steal my money, I get in the way of mercy and money. They pay people to impersonate me, steal my identity, they're stupid. You can decapitate Burgundy Woods if she stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of mercy and money, steals my money. You can decapitate me, how many daughters and sons that rape me, that steal my money, and get in the way of mercy and money. Some more. In the meantime, what else I want to receive money today? A song. So badly that I'm gonna wait for guys just eat guacamole and chips. I'm gonna eat that cake. I'm gonna savor it. So good. And then I'm gonna wait a while to eat it. What else? 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 I'm bored. This is so slow. I like that painting. I missed it. I missed it. So people are watching. So I have like this. Oh, I have to stay in my apartment or in the apartment complex for a while. If I want to wash my sheets tomorrow, that requires hanging them from the curtain rod in the bathroom, waiting for a lot of the water to drip. Because sometimes, no matter how hard it's weekly, because I don't have a lot of energy, so I just let the water drip for a while. I could squeeze as much water as and I do that too. So I just squeeze water into the tub and then let the sheet hang, and then I go back and then squeeze more water into the tub. What else? And then I need to use my dining chairs to extend the sheets. So that they dry before I sleep. Oh, I sleep. Hashtag I sleep. If I'm talking to these leeches behind the scenes, I would be possibly kind of like, guys, I can't even sleep. They're terrorizing me. And they're saying that they're coming to my apartment to steal my belongings, my artwork, and they're trying to rape me. And I can't even sleep tranquila. I can't even drink water because I already feel so exhausted. Oh no, I'm talking to them behind this post. Kill them already. They're stupid. They're stupid. They're embarrassing too. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. We're incompatible, fool. And he wants to kill me because I don't smoke weed. That's he. All the vegetables that exist in all the fruit that exists in one day has all materials in its own. They're stupid. They're stupid. Una lacra de esta sociedad trying to turn me into a lacra like him. Ew. Qué puerco es. Una basura, una asquerosidad. I'm born. Te encontraré. Te encontraré. Te encontraré. En una sirena te encontraré. This is so smooth. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo forever. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo that are trying to put a penis in me that doesn't in me. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo's sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of your sin. I'm bored. I'm bored. And I'll sit out and go tired. I missed you, Miss Kanani. I want to visit Jane and Kanani in time for next week. Wow, todos los clientes son pobres, son leeches that steal from me. I'm very wealthy and they stay in my home. They steal my vehicles, they get in the way of me receiving money. I had at least 4 in 1999 that I didn't get to drive, and Miriam Carrero and Vidalina Carrero were the proud owners of sucking that dick. Ew. And he went on to give them my vehicle for them to drive. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Miriam Carrero, you can decapitate Maritza Lorenzo, you can decapitate Cynthia Lorenzo, you can decapitate Vidalina Carrero. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm so bored. I'm so bored. I'm getting ready to eat cake. Why is this so slow? Click on that. Yeah, for the rest of my girlfriend page. That's on my girlfriend. You can decapitate Munoz Carrero steals my money. Jada St. Caroline's money, trying to get me raped. Ew, they're disgusting. They're so gross. Ew. You can decapitate Claudia Gabriela Martinez Urias to stay in my house with all my permission, steals my vehicle, steals my money, and gets in the way of me receiving money. They're stupid. They're stupid. You can decapitate Berlin Jean. I'm killing Brittany Akerson in self-defense one day. Ella se lo van a desma ilegalmente y lo mantiene caliente until I would get to San Antonio for him to rape me. Eso parece. Eso era los planes de ella. Decades ago. Is she a drug addict still? Ew. They went through with a hate crime towards me, but I never think about them. They don't exist to me. Ew. They're death penalty worthy, so that's why they're trying to kill me. What is this? Do people laugh? And they're like, this is her still? What is this? Porque de donde yo provengo, gente, what is this? Isn't chocolate cake. It's a screenshot of like, what the fuck were they saying about me? Why did they say that? I must have. Ew, they're embarrassing and one tells them and people tell them y no entienden. Fool, they're like, why should I listen to my dad? Así de viejo! Why should I listen to my dad if he tells me to do the right thing? What else? What else? I miss dating. I miss Kehlani. Anyways, Yandel is soon, gente, y él lo que quiere es reírse de mí, consigue su colega amistad de bla, 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 basura que es. De que yo no pude ir al concierto de Yandel y él sí fue porque me robó mi dinero y hay que tener cierto standard y etiquette. Y entonces él se cree que él es lifestyle coach. Viejo mendigo asqueroso, mendigando por sexo. I'm bored. What else? 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 I'm tired too. I'm tired. They steal my money so I can get massages for the leeches que se lo maman. En agradecimiento, like, wow, a piece of shit unworthy. Y alguien me mama el pene, so I'm taking them out to get a massage. I you don't need a massage. They need a massage. Son unos puercos, una basura, una asquerosidad. Son unas puercas, una basura, una asquerosidad. Ellos son lo peor que hay en este planeta. I don't want that ever. I'm bored. I miss dating with Kehlani. I wonder what I'll do on Kehlani's birthday, August 1st, 2025. I wonder what I'll do on my birthday, June 19, 2025. I'm gonna take myself to Bliss or possibly to South Carolina to the Grand Bohemian. Or maybe I'll stay at Albert's Hotel in Fredericksburg and hike there. That would be fun. What else is heading over to that area? What else? Is that the name of that place? I can't remember. I want to hike Enchanted Rock alone here. I love that place. What else? I took Tina and Kehlani to hike it with me. However, it was closed that day. You can decapitate Leon Baker that took me hostage through Facebook and Messenger in 2020. Trying to living with him. They're disgusting. They're stupid. They're stupid. Almost ready to eat my cake. I have spoon there. And water. I have bread for me to eat later or tomorrow with peanut butter. I have a banana. I have a green apple. And I have dark chocolate caramels. I need money for a bus pass ASAP. What else? 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 I'm bored. Anyways, I'm very upset. Then I have to think. I see her. I don't even know their names. Ew, 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 ew. I want to visit the John F. Germany Library next week. The FBI is trying to gauge their tolerance of how much Carlitos, if Carlitos can live or not. Porque Carlitos used to stalk me while Puerto Rico cry. They don't put in any effort and then they cry, pero that's not normal either. Es que entonces así es como diga la lich que se lo mame. They're like, ay, tiene algo hoy para que se te quite que tiene porque Arlene no te quiere. Te compré un regalo para que se te vaya ese dolor. Mira, acompáñame a la playa y viólame allí el sábado. Si estás tan dolido de que Arlene no te quiere. ¿Qué es eso de estar dolido? I'm team. ¿Qué es eso de estar dolido, fo? He's milking the fat. Eso se le llama. Fo. Oh, I'm heartbroken. I'm gonna see what all these men can do for me. Or la lich y el lich que lo viola, and they're like, dale, papito, quédate llorando ahí extraña. Y así yo te sigo violando. Eso no es normal. I don't ever think about anyone that I have feelings for. And then when I see that, I'm like, oh, que belleza. Oh, never. That doesn't. There, I got over it. What's for dinner again? Oh, what I'm watching on Netflix. And that was just last year. I followed A Corazon de Center, a Cam, a Travis Park Church, Central Library, someone recently at Central Library. I've not seen them in decades. What else? Can't decide if I'm eating this cake. What? Or that is my preoccupation. It's not worthy. Oh, I'm gonna stop it. What else? Él está haciendo audition. A ver a quién se la mama. I don't want to be considered. So I hide that I cook from him. I hide what I read from him. I hide what I eat from him. I even tried to hide me in a tub like that. Porque one day I stayed in my own home with him. He's like, please don't get out slowly from the shower. Just ruin that part because then I'm going to want to keep you here all the time. So I literally had to ruin that, or else I just leave the restroom without saying it. I just roll my eyes at it. What? It smells like quick de fresa. Okay, so that's so good. And it's no one's birthday. So good. Jaden loves chocolate on his birthday. That's like mostly when he asks for it. Though sometimes I surprise him with another flavor. He may be slightly allergic to almonds, maybe. It's a specific cake from HEB that I've had that happen to me. They may be the extra. We both had a reaction one thing. It's so good. What else is up, San Antonio? All your tacos. That's it. People in San Antonio neither kick me out or get even. Oh, San Antonio, is it the multiple donations that my mother makes to your UNICEF kid or World Vision? Then you're like, I would never get her out here. Girl, I still can't even survive or get to myself to Botica Ya Serrano. But I ate an hamburger my way through college with the grilled cheese, avocado, lettuce instead of bread, milkshakes, the occasional taco soup. Didn't make it to Botica before they closed. So that's why we don't say get out. What else does he say, people? Just say get out of San Antonio. I wonder not to. Where are the locals? I bring them application. Where are all the locals? What did Chanchuyo Cuchifrito do to you that you want me to die to? Did he rape you? Pretending that you're me? I'm really sorry to hear that. I don't cause them to inflict that kind of pain onto people. That is surely stuff, including myself. That's why I don't go on commenting if you read me. Oh, but girl, of course, if you post pictures of yourself in a tub, he's gonna want to rape me. That's not my fault. That's all of you to heal. You wanna know? Without searching for it. What is it that the leech looks like does this? That makes him rape people. And him literally saying, well, that orgasm was. ¿Quién carajo le enseñó eso, fool? This turned out to be so good. I was scared about it while I TV. I thought it would be like really strong strawberry flavor. It isn't. Anyways, chanchullo, coche frito. How many people? Not pictured. Similar looking. Has rape how many people? What else? I'm born. You don't need a new hospital. You're like, our bibliothèque is nice. It's called my iPhone. Pero your dad is right. One day, I was at the dentist. And said, whatever it was, sliced bread, it was. It ain't no on that way. So whenever I'm missing your dad, I walk into Catholic charities. And I'm like, there's my sack lunch waiting for me. So I can make it to my trip in Aguada, Puerto Rico next week. And see him and suck his dick. So when I'm like, whatever, I'm heading to bibliothèque, reading a book there. And I'm like, here is my iPhone to put the latest Apple products. And when I get there, I'm like, so honey, mwah, mwah, mwah. I got myself a sack lunch at Catholic Charities. And I have money. I just said I need a sack lunch. Porque I was in the area, I've never had sliced bread. And biblioteca is so amazing. I visited, I read this book. Oh, you know the author? I didn't think you would, but I'm not surprised. There now I have what to talk about with my honey in Aguada, Puerto Rico when I stuck his dick. And calls me anything. There, practice gratitude, right? Some people, they're like that. Leech, non-leech, anti-leech. One is the visiting bibliothèque, getting a research. And then days or years later, in Guadalajara, Puerto Rico, being like, I'm sucking his dick, practicing gratitude. What? I love buttercream. I may have got this pink because of that. It's chocolate and it's this icing. So good. I'm so bored. So instead of getting a wedding ring, I got a link than that leech. Patient amnesia. And I couldn't take myself to the library in Tampa, and then there was like so many leeches at McDoor, Force Space. They're so disgusting. Angela Jobs, Jennifer Bonilla was around. Evelyn de Jesus. I'm like, I don't know. I remember them. They pretend to be me. They're stupid. They're so gross. So it's like, do they date me? Or buy me gifts? Or I'm gonna cause your death. I'm like, what? Who? He can't be real. Oh, there it is. I have a links in my esophagus. They traffic me onto a doctor that prescribed Lexapro. I was extremely overwhelmed. I felt that night without enough food, so it damaged my esophagus and my stomach briefly, and then the flap between the esophagus and the stomach went away. So I called Evelyn and the Jesus said, I'm gonna kill you one day in self-defense. Not quite that direct. But I still couldn't remember why. What else? So people are worried that just like they traffic me with putting a ton of women near me that I don't like into a mental health clinic with the therapist that I don't like, with actress that I don't like, and I ended up damaging myself. Then I went to the FBI office killing someone for them. Hence, why I've been struggling financially. Moverse mamá el en el mismo y está ahora mismo en Milán o donde más, en la playa en Aguada, con su piña colada, planeando cómo matarme y cómo matar gente. So, that makes the death penalty worth it. ¿Qué es eso? Wow, so it can have immunity of like a starve you. That is for a reason so that you can go on. Two, ideally, talk to your siblings behind the scenes or them, or get would have introduced me. Bullying me and possibly take me to a place where I will be people without wanting to. So that's why every day I'm posting on Facebook alone, seeking help for myself and for Jaden Kimani. Without coming in contact with any one of the dormant and active cells that he's planted. That would guide me to either killing myself or killing people that I don't want to. I don't obsess over who is Instagram account. I remember Roberta from it that he's mentioned before. The girl from who where now? But I haven't even looked like at names of anything else. Nothing else stands out. Porque he's mocking polyamory that I believe in. He's stupid. He's mocking that I'm an influencer. So he does the opposite and kills people. Parents said to me decades ago in front of my siblings that I'm huge and influencing, that I can achieve world peace so easily. Essentially, I feel people say that I'm the first Lorenzo Acevedo doesn't want to take credit for anything good that she does, and that's why she gets credit. And I don't do anything esperando algo a cambio. It's so ridiculous. My family reward and they don't do anything for anyone without expecting something in return. Embarrassing. I'm bored. This is so good. This is so good. My leggings and after I take them off. I haven't reworn a pair of pants like more than I did in a while. Oh, and I have a pair of jeans I just because they want to mock me, and I don't like dresses or skirts in a bus. My legs would touch metal or a seat that's cold or dirty. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Did he steal my belongings from him? No, Rebecca makeup handbags, blazers, dresses, artwork that I stitched at the Holiday Inn that Havenford provided for me, that he paid for with money that he and I didn't use today. What else? What else? What else? What else? He wants to compare. Awesome. And say, wow, this one had a mother in both sets of them. Look, and one day she arrived to the Holiday Inn y la sacaron de ahí. And it's not even someone that has grandparents, it's people that they faked being there for them and they funded it themselves, maybe. Or there's some families that care for their family members right away. What else? 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 He's always comparing. How old is he? 0? Pero hay que va a los sitios. Y se porta bien. When it isn't somewhere where my family of origin is. Oof, they were gonna terrorize me. I thought about it when 2019, I spent my birthday alone. 2018 or 2019. 2018. Doc Brown didn't get anywhere with me. It wasn't even my actual birthday. So I took myself to dance to Doc Brown's. Daisy was there. I think David the Desmar lookalike was there. And then the next day I heard this song. Teníamos una sorpresa ese día. Que te hubiese hecho tener dinero y Jenny Kelani no hubiesen sido separados de ti. Si no te hubieras ido, serías tan feliz. Si no te hubieras ido ese día. The shops at River Center. Serías tan feliz si te hubiese quedado el armario de ese día. Yo iba a estar ahí ese día, Lee. Yo iba a estar allí. O iba a estar un jevo. They pimp him as if he's not my second cousin. Trying to get more vagina pictures of me. They're disgusting. So that was what, 2018, I think. I started laughing. I'm like, ew, ew, ew. All those leeches and hoes have to be talking about me, possibly if I'm poor. With that shit, que si no te hubiese ido, sería estado feliz one day. What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. You can decapitate Benjamin's fathers and sons that rape me, that steal. I left without without saying bye to JD because I'm like, ew, what is this? I literally like took myself to dance sola to be happy, so I wasn't even looking to run into anyone that I know. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? And was that David Ledesma wearing his famous jeans with a guy at the bar? I don't know. I danced a few songs with JD. I danced by myself that day for a while. And then I headed back to my apartment. You can decapitate everyone this. You can decapitate Gloria Margarita Cartagena. You can decapitate Astrid Nicole Nazario. You can decapitate Astrid Nazario. You can decapitate Richie Hill that raped me in 2023. You can decapitate these people that stay in my house without my permission, steal my vehicles, and get in the way of me receiving money. They confer behind the scenes. They've all seen my vagina picture, most likely from David Ledesma. Literally, does the FBI say, like, wow, you're there when you leave, or before they're like, TikTok, we're just here together waiting for Arlene's vagina picture, a ver si no te va a violarla. That was when they were celebrating on Christmas that night? Or was it Thanksgiving? What else? They're embarrassing. You can decapitate David Ledesma that raped me in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. I missed it. Aún más con gente, they're porn addicts, they're sex addicts, so girls way before Jade and Kelani were born. They're trying to rape Jade and Kelani. In the meantime, I'm gonna take pictures of myself. What else? 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 I miss Jade, Miss Kelani. You can decapitate Damaris Aviles that terrorized me decades ago. Do they all confirm? They're like, como que la nena no sabe eso. Si literalmente yo como dinner con mi hijo y le digo, ¿sabías que Damaris Aviles terrorized a Arlene cuando chiquita? Y mire, me dice, yo no sé quiénes son esa gente. Yo no sé quién es Arlene, yo no sé quién es Damaris, no me hables de eso. You can decapitate Damaris Aviles that terrorized me decades ago. To stay away from her kin, I was a child back then. They kill for vagina and pussy, or vagina and penis. They're disgusting. This has been raping for more than 30 years. That has been raping for more than 30 years. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Migdalia Guerrero that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money and steals my money. and killed Gloria Nilsa Acevedo Cordero. And then they're like, oh, mis condolencias. They're stupid. Migdalia Carrero is stupid. What else? You can decapitate Aida Carrero. That stays in my homes without my permission, steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money, and steals my vehicle. They're so gross. You can decapitate she that's after my pussy picture. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo Acevedo. That steals from me, stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, and gets in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo's sons. That raped me, to steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. Esto da un asco to live just to put people in the hospital. They're disgusting. Ellos estuvieron violando a Gloria Nilsa in her medical grade bed that they put her in. They're disgusting. Instead of taking her on a date, full. They don't understand Catholicism. They don't understand polyamory. They want to be hip and cool. They're drug addicts like her. So gross. They're stupid. Arlene Lorenzo Acevedo is stupid. You can decapitate Erika Gardapi. You can decapitate Sonia Lyle Chapman. You can decapitate Mariana Daza. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo's sons that raped me, that steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. Decades ago, one of them said to me, when you're homeless, I'm going to be Victoria Jordan. Ha ha ha. Porque I also am the influencer of the housing authority all over the planet, literally. While this leech kills people just for fun. He's stupid. They're stupid. His mommy is prettier than me. He doesn't understand what a board of directors is, what being on a chair of a board of directors is. Doesn't understand the stock market either. They're stupid. They're stupid. You can decapitate Astrid Nicole Nazario. You can decapitate Gloria Margarita Cartagena. You can decapitate Carolina Chavez y que un marketing degree. That's a leech, una joven asquerosa. Carolina Chavez se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso robándome mi dinero so I can be with my man. Carolina Chavez steals my vehicle so I can't be with my man. Carolina Chavez gets in the way of me receiving money so I can't be with my man. When I'm financially stable, I plan to travel the planet and meet people. Ideally, polyamorous men. I'm so excited about that. I have experience that doesn't involve me getting raped. Look at that, I just remembered. I had not done this decades ago. I was on this one's dick with his younger brother in my ass, and I was like, what, 2 years old, 1.5? What else? Okay, I'm like, oh, him, and Richie entered my bedroom once, so gross. What else? Gloria Margarita Cartagena, you can decapitate. Astrid Nicole, you can decapitate. You can decapitate La Leech. Jennifer Bonilla, que se queda en mi casa so I can be with my man. She steals my vehicle so I can't be with my man. She gets in the way of me receiving money so I can't be with my man. She steals my money so I can't be with my man. You can decapitate La Leech, Katie Leon. You can decapitate Caro Cristina, whatever last name is. You can decapitate Monica Pacheco. You can decapitate Yesenia Nieves if she's still alive. Okay, Oscar, if they went on to lie about that. Katie Leon said to me one in 2022. Then Yesenia died. Y vas a decir, wow, en 22, yo me clavé a 4 rusas, las violó entonces. Yo no hago nada porque no tengo dinero y él lo que hace es violar. Fue un poco menorito asqueroso, no tiene ni amigos, ja, ja, ja. Si yo estoy sola, más solo está él. I'm Benjamin Sutters and his sons that raped me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money to kill themselves today. You can decapitate Angela Jobs, you can decapitate Lindsay Fischler, you can decapitate Katie Miller, you can decapitate Richie Hill, whatever that guy is. You can decapitate Michael Lopez, you can decapitate Veronica, whatever her last name is. They stay in my homes without my permission. They steal my money. They get in the way of me receiving money. They steal my vehicles. Their leashes so disgusting. They're worse than hillbillies. Ven un BMW y se emocionan, gente. Porque there's no BMW dealership in Aguada, Puerto Rico. So they're stupid. Veronica's stupid. Michael Lopez is stupid. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons. That raped me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Gloria Margarita Cartagena. You can decapitate Margarita Correa. La leche es un asco asquerosa. Yeah, they're disgusting. They went through with a hate crime towards me. Fool, these are people of adult age. No sé which one now. Ew. Okay, I missed you. What else? What else? I want to get back to stitching full pieces of embroidery. I missed it. I was going only. You can decapitate Jorge Aviles. That raped me in 2016. They put him on my past. He would rape me, ideally for him to get a vagina picture from me. They're stupid. They're so gross. I'm gonna get back to stitching. I'm shot for myself dating Kehlani. You can decapitate Juan Manuel Delis. I'm bored. I'm bored. I was saying it was annoying. Anyways, I need to put it here right now. What else? 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 I missed it. I was Kehlani. He wants to mock me that if I post pictures of my kid, that then he can't masturbate to me. They're disgusting. He said that to me decades before Jada and Kehlani were born. They're stupid. I post whatever I want about my kid. What else? 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 More. You can decapitate Berenice Venegas. I'm bored. Decades ago, he wanted to mock me, or he mocked me, that I stitch and that Berenice is the boss because she's Mexican. That would be like so funny. They're big. It's so disgusting. Stupid. They're stupid. And they have groupies that follow them. They're like, wow, these guys are so much fun. And then they talk about systemic racism. Like they're in a college class. What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Lauren Conrad. You can decapitate Rebecca Minkoff if she stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, and steals my money. I'm seeking the death penalty for thousands of people. What else? 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 I'm so bored. You can decapitate Cyrus Pena. You can decapitate Leon Baker. You can decapitate me how many slaughter students of sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. Oh, they think that I have screenshots of conversations that they say about me behind the scenes. I don't search for that ever. And people don't volunteer that to me because they know that these leeches are stupid. So why waste my time and inconvenience me with estupideces de esta gente? I miss Tatum, I miss Kailani. You can decapitate everyone that has caused my poverty for me not to not be able to pay my electricity bill. They didn't think that I would expose them. They're stupid. They're stupid. Oh, they thought that I would invite them into a sleepover now that I have my own bedroom. They fantasize about that shit. They're stupid. They're like, oh, if Arlene had her own bedroom. So I'm gonna get service para que tiene her own bedroom. Es un menorita asquerosa que no sabe ser mujer. Ew, they're just lazy and dumb. Ew, 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 ew. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. I was cooking for myself during Kilani. What else? I wasn't happy that Berenice was my only friend. Ew. And I had already worn that top with a skirt. What else? And I was running out of money. I'm like, Berenice has me hostage, doesn't she? And she posted that for Snapchat fans or no one else saw that. What else? 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 You can decapitate Berenice Venegas that's trying to get me raped. You can decapitate Muhammad Salah's sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. I want a tan. I want a tan. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I want a tan. Was I here for a while?
Lonely, bored, tired, hungry, horny, broke, working on. And there's someone in this room that might come back that way to spend this live right away. I don't like people like listening in to my stress because they're already probably like going through something. So I tend to do that. Just stay to myself every single day. I will walk even for and talk to anyone. Unless it's like to say hi bye or someone that actually like captivates me with the conversation for a little moment, and then I suggest that they get a therapist if they haven't after they compliment my approach to the conversation. What else? So bored, just waiting to receive donations. Keep checking my email. Have a GoFundMe campaign, and I have listed my bank account numbers online on Facebook and Instagram, and my my PayPal account for people to give me money.
There's my GoFundMe campaign.
And yay, I have not spoken to my parents, my siblings, in almost 3 years.
For no.
That makes
In the meantime, they're like, wow, I'm here with all my kids that I have. I'm here with my parents. Wow. He's stupid. He breaks families. He's so dumb. That's why I don't talk to him. They cause for Jade and Kilani to be separated from me, trying to rape me. They're stupid. Ew, 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 ew. They're like, well, if she hasn't let us rape her, then we must cause her starvation so she remembers us and our dicks need servicing, leech. That's how they treat people. They're stupid. Ew, 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 ew. Lord. You can decapitate Berlin Jean. You can decapitate everyone that's trafficked into poverty. I'm bored. I'm bored. They're addicted to porn, so they watch this. They're like, I'm not gonna give her money that I stole from her. They're stupid. They're stupid. What else? I'm bored. Oh, according to my Facebook readers, they don't know that I foresee not having electricity in my apartment for at least 8 months. That's the amount of time, based on what I witnessed in my childhood, that they keep people without electricity or si está cáncer se mueren. What else? Because they want to go around saying, well, she didn't post about her being scared of not having electricity on Facebook and being in a one-bedroom apartment. I didn't foresee them doing that to me. They're stupid. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. So gross. I'm bored. You can decapitate me having SWAT as soon as the sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. What's in the back of my mind while I'm posting these videos? That is a leech. And I'm seeking the death penalty for him. I didn't want to have to bring him up. I didn't even want to have to provide pictures. Thank you, Yolanda Suarez Lorenzo, for getting them on Facebook and Instagram so I can have a visual to show to the police. And remember their names. I think it's Andrew, Alex, Albert, Leach, Basura, Querosidad, to report to the FBI. What else? 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 What they're getting is footage. La Leech and so then when I'm on Facebook and I'm like, I'm dating fabuloso del Mr. Lin de El Paso. Que mi mamá la crica tan rico.
So it's been like really difficult.
Mr. Clean. And are they taking notes like they do sometimes? They're like, dale, está diciendo el nombre de los hombres con los que ella ha salido y ya le ha mamado la tuta para nosotras presentarnos, decirle que son mejor que ella, dale. People would laugh at them decades ago. They're like, mi señorita que todo se lo queda callado y solamente dice lo que tiene que decir para pedir la pena de muerte para ustedes. Eso va a ser Fabricio de la María. Mira, fulana, ¿cómo era que tú lo llamabas a él? Cuando te abusaron y te pasó lo mismo que Arlene. Sin Arlene ser culpable de eso, ni yo, ni este, que mencionaron que la gente que es culpable que está aquí. What else is Fabricio Fabuloso, de Mr. Lin, de Mr. Clean? Pollo Tyson. ¡Qué pechugona, qué pechugona! So what they do is they want unlimited footage because they're sex addicts and rapists, murderers, thieves, and porn are ideally good enough that they'll send to Fabricio Fabuloso de Mr. Lin de Pollo Tyson bien pechugona and say to him and her, oh, you wouldn't date Arlene that was in a homeless shelter once? Are you sure she doesn't have AIDS? Fuck me instead. Aquí te tengo el turkey baster package, el program. Quiere a Melissa González Rivera con Ginny Andaliri Lorenzo Suárez y Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo. I may have a one night stand with someone and be happy over like that one night stand. And they're gonna try to marry it. So that he can, when I attend his son's wedding, that his son doesn't even know me, won't even be inviting me. And I show up. He, along with Ginny Gendaliz, Melissa and Marilyn, are gonna be next to Alex, next to Fabricio Fabuloso, la Pechuga Tyson. Para que yo me ponga celosa de que I only got a one night stand with man and woman, and they have it for the rest of their lives. They're stupid. You can captain Melissa Gómez Rivera, que si le presenta una prima más a él no va a poder ir al baño tranquilo. You can decapitate Ginny Gendaliris Lorenzo Suárez. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Benjamin Suárez Lorenzo's sons that have raped me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. What else? What else? What else?
Welcome to dinner because I'll be better. I don't want to eat a payment for food. I don't like the food here. It's spaghetti night. I've been here for too long to know that it's spaghetti night still.
No se me pusieron las uñas. Bien larga, bien negra, like they promised to me that they would. No, I'm not in a wheelchair. Ideally, because I love my sexy body. And I love to spin around of that pole, my dancing steps all day. But they're still alive, sadly. So I'm pleading with the FBI that the FBI kills them all. Because they're like, we can still try to put her homeless in the future and try to get her so tired now that we studied her behavior and know that she's unwilling to get in a wheelchair so Evelyn can bathe her. I can get my fantasy of seeing her with her sister rubbing each other's clits. He wants me to take him out on a date or as a plus one. Eso no sirve. You can decapitate me, Javier Suarez, and it's a rape me to steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate me, Lorenzo Civils trying to rape me. You can decapitate Gennality Lorenzo Suarez. You can decapitate Luisa Gomez Rivera. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo. I want to eat a lot of tomorrow, not have money. God, because your girlfriend's with two set of grandmas, I know how to behave. I'm fine without a set of grandmas on my next dance. So I'm gonna kill me. This cake is so I want to shop. I like that. I love when that happens. I love when that happens. I want to shop at Target. Didn't get on H&M. I miss dating. I miss getting on. The glitter spray is so fun. We've had it at home, but this was her birthday. So I'm like, whatever for both of them. Like, I need to spend the money. So we visited the pool that week. It's never not. It's nonstop. The celebration with both of them. What else? What else? What else? But that wasn't the first time having glitter on her hair either. We buy the spray and the color spray ones. What else? What else? What else? There's a few people that torment them. That was Arlene mocking you for wearing a diaper until older age. And that wasn't that, but after I took the picture and posted it, I'm like, I know I'm not hating them. I'm so hombre. Y que van a estar torturándome y eso parece un pamper. They haven't shown Neiman Marcus ever. Even la farmacia Domenech envuelve bien lindo. I bought stuff there and had it wrapped. I want to say, where was this? This was a Mario Sweets place at the rim. This was so much fun. What did I do with the drawing? Yeah. There was a day. I don't know what that was. Possibly I didn't do that. But, or was there a heart already? I can't remember. There was a day that there was a flower and I added onto it. I miss Kaylani. You can decapitate me how many Saras and Sasas that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. It's April 29, 2025. I need my daughter back with me and my son back with me. I love Target, most likely. Maybe Old Navy, but I'm most likely Target. What else? 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 That was at the dentist, most likely Virgin. What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored as possibly Target as well, or maybe Old Navy. What else? 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 I seem like I'm always wearing the same top, but I'm not. I had more. I like those shoes from Vans. I need to get back to shop for myself. Tienen que I'm trying to open my legs to malagradecido asqueroso basura. If that is what he thinks I do with my time. This right here is my priority. I don't allow disrespect towards myself, Jaden Kaylani. Oh, I want to get back to Austin. This was on my birthday in 2017. We ate at this Cheesecake Factory. Gabby Edgar gave me a gift card to eat at the Cheesecake Factory, so I paid for some of my meal with the gift card, and then I paid for James Kanoni's meal as well. Oh, they do that, so they would cry to them. Did they coordinate that? They're like, dale un gift card para cuando si se queda sin dinero. Digo, pero si tú me regalas un gift card, pero no me regalas dinero para comida, por favor. They're stupid. They're stupid. I witnessed all of that when I was growing up. I'm very resilient by nature, too. I missed it. I was on it. What else? I miss Old Navy. I miss Target. That was from Target. She was invited to a party and I showed up as her bodyguard. Porque Edgar's family was there, and usually leeches show up to rape right after. Sadly, they may have already raped her. You may have seen her here in San Antonio or Jaden. In my Mercedes-Benz that these days steal from me, being wine and dine. By la lich, your lich. That's unos menoritos asquerosos. They steal my money. They rape people. That's all they do. They're sex addicts. They're rapists. They're murderers. They're thieves. So disgusting. I don't ever want that in my life. They're stupid. I missed it. I missed it. You can give me money in person. Through PayPal. It's AR Blue Sky Design School. Lo que estoy pensando, straight to my heart. Arlene Lorenzo Art Shop, INTAYIAFAY. I'm Tire Shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/f/Arlene-Lorenzo-Acevedo. Si no te hubieras ido. Serías tan feliz. They missed that mark. They're stupid. They're stupid. I remember them in 2018. And I'm like, ay, no, I'm heading towards poverty, hopefully not starvation. No me diga que estos leeches are gonna be like, ay, yo por poco llegué a tu casa, pero no llegué. They kill people that way. I've witnessed that happening. They're like, I almost took you on a date, and they get people hyped up, but it's like, oh my God, maybe ya mismo se mata, or maybe ya mismo me dan dinero para yo comer y comprar para mí, para Jaden y Kehlani. In their case, like for their own kids. So I've witnessed people being taken advantage of with that. Si no te hubieras ido, serías tan feliz. What else? I'm bored. I missed it. What else? You can decapitate Berenice Venegas, stalks me, steals my money, possibly steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, stays in my homes without my permission, so I can't be with my man for. You can decapitate whoever has caused Aiden Kelani and I to be poor. I miss my Lexus. I don't want to hide in Fredericksburg with Jaden and Kelani ASAP. It was that Christmas party. And I'm like, I can kill them with these shoes, but I don't remember why. You can decapitate Kayla Barnes that stays in my homes without my permission. You can decapitate Christy Martinez. You can decapitate Sarah Francis. You can decapitate Amanda Herrera. You can decapitate Eric Garza. You can decapitate who else? Who else? Who else? Berenice Venegas. They're stupid. They mock polyamory. Stupid. So they fill places with sex trafficking victims or leeches that are so gross regardless. Mocking polyamory, like how some people have multiple people that they love in one home. They're stupid. What they had me is what ambush, thinking that I think about them. I don't remember their names. As of last year, I didn't remember their names. So then when I would see Kayla Barnes, I would have been like, oh no, I shouldn't be working here, I should be living with them. So then when I would see Sarah Friends, I would be like, le voy a quitar a mi primo. That she lives with him possibly still. And has babies with him pretending to be me. Me voy de Nordstrom, gente. Tengo marido esperándome left and right. Thank you, Lisa, for reminding me. Never. I love how shiny my hair is in that picture. So pretty. Anyways, you can decapitate Benjamin Suarez sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Christy Martinez. You can decapitate Sarah Francis. You can decapitate Berenice Venegas. You can decapitate Kayla Barnes. Do we have to be there together while I testify against these leeches? I'm ready for that. Or literally someone holds this phone and says, well, they're so good at recreating. This is her showing that she can be in front of her daughter and testify against her. What else? What else? What else? What else? That print is so pretty. Sometimes that's happened. Purposely mismatched, but it kind of matches. If one thinks about it. It's possibly Saturday morning. You can decapitate whoever trafficked me into poverty. I miss Kaylani. This is a seascapes. So fun on a Friday night. There was music, karaoke, food. So I used to take Jada and Kaylani a few times. I like Stoneworks. I really like Stoneworks. I miss Jada. I miss Kaylani. I miss Jada. I miss Kaylani. You can decapitate Liam Baker. You can decapitate Sarah Woolsey. That wants to mock me behind the scenes because I refuse to suck my second cousin's dick. I'm supposed to suffer. So she wants to tell me, Arlene, that wasn't me being nice sentiment. But when have I ever said that she's my friend? They're stupid. Sarah Woolsey's stupid. So I read them like, seriously? Yeah. They're stupid. Ew. So disgusting. I'm tired of me in this post. NATO Interpol. I was shopping for myself. Thank you, Target. God. They were soft. They look so pretty. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Jorge Avilés. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo Savedo. I love dots and Wiki 6. These kids are so pretty. I think that was Target or Old Navy. Possibly Target, Gap, or Old Navy. I can't remember. What else? What else? What else? What else? She steals my money so I can't be with my man. She gets in the way of me receiving money so I can't be with my man. She stays in my homes without my permission so I can't be with my man. She's like, yo le doy culo a la esposa. Yo le doy culo a la esposa. Yo le doy Dang asco, they're so embarrassing. I'm like, please stop saying that I'm married to that when I'm not. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Seville. That's literally how she introduces herself to some people. So he's my fuck buddy. I'm like, so he's her ring. He's her ring. And I'm a victim of theft. Decades ago. Dan un asco, gente. Dan un asco. They keep recreating that shit where I gave Albert my culo slowly. Y no se cansan, dan un asco, son una basura, una asquerosidad. Literally, they do that. They're like, dale, trépate encima. Así fue como Arlene le hizo. For decades! That happened when I was like 2 years old, gente, and I'm already 44. They're embarrassing. Ew, so gross. You can decapitate Oliver Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez sons that raped me and steal my money and get in the way of receive money. Miss Dita, Miss Kaylani. I misstated. What were these? Joyfully, possibly, Target. I made the headband myself. This is possibly H&M. And what are those bands? What else? What else? Possibly Children's Place based on the t-shirt or maybe Old Navy. Very unlikely Target. Possibly, is this Gymboree? Maybe. BP, the t-shirts from Target, Rebecca Minkoff, Lucky Brand. I think the jeans are American Eagle. You can give me money in person through PayPal. It's AR Blue Sky Designs Gold. Lo que estoy pensando, straight to my heart. Arlene Lorenzo Art Shop, INTAYIAFAY. I am Tara Shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/f/Arlene Lorenzo Acevedo. I love shopping for myself too. Jaden's shoes, most likely Vans. I buy those for him in almost every size. They're so cute. I love the ones tied too. So pretty. What else? So cute. The dresses from Target, possibly the chancletas too. What is this? Vans, maybe, possibly from Target and Levi's. I do that sometimes. What else? The dress is paraphernalia. I got it from Etsy. Leggings are maybe Target or Old Navy. The shoes are from Target. I felt like having her wear those shoes and not sneakers, but those feel comfortable and her feet didn't hurt. What else? The pants are possibly Children's Place. I love cargo shoulders from there. Or maybe Old Navy or maybe Target. Puma shoes. I don't know what the socks were. And Puma t-shirt. I think everything was American Eagle. These may have been Volcom or some shit like that. What else? I'm bored. You can decapitate Gaminos Carreros, steals from me, Jane and Kehlani. Gonna get it back on Tinder. Que nena tan feita. Pero she's grown to be beautiful. And I'm very patient. I never said that to her brother. What else? She's pretty to me because she's my child. But I'm like, OMG, I can't wait for her hair to grow. And it's so healthy too. So pretty. And look at that. So I learned at a very young age to be patient, that they grow on to be really pretty. Even if I have babies, they're not that pretty. What else? 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 I'm bored. My phone is turning off soon. I need money for food ASAP. Took them to Landa Park. Also because I wanted In-N-Out Burger from San Marcos. Most likely. I want to bake cookies with Jaden Kiloni. I love baking with them. You can decapitate Carminos Carrero steals my money, so I beg him for money as if he's getting off sexually. It's so gross. They're disgusting. This leech terrorized him to not give me money decades ago. As if he has first dibs of my vagina, so I don't know if he's just scared that he will kill him if he doesn't comply. I really can't tell. I'm no therapist to know, but the answer is always give the money. So you're gonna get the death penalty alone because he was supposed to be giving me the money. Without excuses, he has to take the risk of leech hurting him. Okay, he has no right over my vagina. None of them do. What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate. I'm a state of Escaloni. They trafficked me into Sarah's home, most likely to show me that they've been there too. And they're stupid. As just they're waiting for my colleague to get ready so I can get over to this. And that was it. Without remembering that I've seen her before, that she stays in my homes without my permission, that she steals my vehicles. I was there with my Nordstrom coworker, waiting for her to get ready for me to head out to dance with her. No, I was it. What else? You can decapitate Carmenza Contreras. You can decapitate Benjamin Sons that raped me to steal my money and didn't know I received money. You can decapitate Carmen Contreras steals from me, so I'm begging for money all the time. I love that. He's a great dad. At least in my presence. He steals my money and they say, yeah, keep going, be miserable. So that Gabby doesn't get jealous of me shopping and running into me. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Let me be happy porque Gabby's a leech. I love taking them to the pool and just doing nothing. We say, but I shop for the swimsuits, I shop for the floaty. What else? I had snacks. This is my snack girl. What else? 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 She doesn't know that we're poor. Neither does he, possibly. Maybe if they see me stress. Porque they never missed out on a pool day. They never missed out on having several swimsuits. Literally, I saw because they grow too back then. I'm like, oh my god, Jaden, you're down to one swimsuit. Before we head over to the pool, let's head over to Target and then I picked that one. Is that one that you like? Okay, now you have to. It stresses me out if they only have one. What else? 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 I love that print from Old Navy. What else? I want to visit In-N-Out Burger. I love this sort of dress in this shape, but I love this skirt. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I haven't had Kaylani since November 2020. They want to show me how they have my kids hostage. And they're like, Evelyn, que me da el color. Le envía mensajes de texto a Kaylani todos los días. Como si fuera una competencia. They're stupid. I don't need to compete for my own children. I birthed Jaden and I birthed Kaylani. These leeches are stupid. You can decapitate me, how many sons of sons and rape me, to steal my money and get in the way of mercy money. Oh, I have a dating penalty for a man worse than man. You're stupid. What else? What else? What else? They gaslight people and say that I have had the Jane and Lonnie for a man. They're stupid. What else? I'm gonna shop for myself. You can decapitate Berenice Venegas. I'm still Lonnie. What else? What else? What else? I'm still Lonnie. You can decapitate Benjamin's sons of sons and Sarah Woolsey. You can decapitate the traffic me into poverty to have me in a place that's not even up to code. For what purpose? They tried to traffic me into a job as a secretary on the west side. I said I'm accepting the invite for the interview because I would never turn down an invite for executive assistant. And then I'm like, no, you don't pay enough. You're annoying, Ramiro. You're annoying, Ramiro. You can decapitate Ramiro Gonzalez that trafficked me into poverty to mock me as a secretary. You can decapitate Ramiro Gonzalez that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money, and is death penalty worthy for how many years? They're stupid. So as they're pushing their cards, HEV people go like, oh no, like there's a person, or like, oh no, there's that leech. He isn't planning on hate crimes towards his second cousin, is he? That's why there's silence. Ew, ew, ew. They think that because they're not on CNN that people don't know about them. They're seeking fame because they're sex addicts, they're porn addicts, so they're always looking for someone to rape or steal money from. I cook my prosciutto all day. I love HEB butter. What else? I love it in a burger. What else? I don't show these bitches my cooking. Ni loca se cree que entonces una is gonna mother them, father them, and raise them and take care of them for the rest of one's life. What? Allá ellos. I'm team allá ellos. Si le mienten a la gente y dicen que yo no sé cocinar. Dan un asco. They're looking for a babysitter. So gross. Ew, ew, ew. Sometimes I like my eggs overcooked. I don't like runny eggs. I want to play basketball there. It's a pretty basketball court. What else? What else? What else? Matthew Overmeyer ya se lo había metido ahí por el culo, posiblemente. You can decapitate Matthew Overmeyer if he stays in my homes without my permission, steals my money, and gets in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Lisa Leal if she stays in my homes without my permission, steals my money, steals my vehicles, and gets in the way of me receiving money. Their half brother supposedly is from San Antonio, or a transplant. So they know a lot of people and they're very facilito in their penis. That's why they're overwhelmed. So prior to this happening, pero this would be like como decir que his kid Bertie es el que le cura la infección de oído. So this isn't anything exciting for me to talk about with anyone. Possibly the name sounds familiar, pero that's like being at a family party and people being like, oh, so and so hired Henry Acevedo. I don't know if that exists. En San Antonio as his lawyer. Hay gente de Puerto Rico que van a donde Arlene Lorenzo, ¿sabes? As a doctor, o tal dentista, otro calvo, is it? There's no excitement here. Yeah, so he just picked a lawyer. That's it. I don't need to confirm with any other leeches that want to read me about the lawyer. What do you think about this lawyer? They're stupid. Minoritas asquerosa trying to rape me. In the meantime, I miss you, Vanilla and Cinnamon, if you're strippers. What else? I love adding into my oatmeal sometimes. To my pancakes. What else? What else? What else? What else? Esto es esta gente asquerosa trying to turn me into look. Miss Goody Two Shoes never does cocaine. So if I said to him or his brother when I was 2 years old, eat my shit, literally, and then like, I was a very young child. If that happened, porque I remember, I think Yolanda saying to one of them decades ago, you don't have to eat her shit anymore. Like, they're not trying to kill you anymore. She believes in it. So, nene, go with it, pero compórtate, coño, compórtate. They've killed millions of people. People say literally that he's lucky to be alive. Possibly. What else? 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 I've never mistreated anyone. The court knows that not only because of my demeanor and I have no warrants out there ever, but also because they sometimes go on to find out one's behavior too. Like, well, let's see, her bank statement says that she shopped at Old Navy yesterday. Let's pull out that video of how she was like, oh my God, she's like shooting through the catwalk, making pieces, looking up, down, waving her hair, shaking the ass. No, just as she's walking, not too exciting. With or without her kids, walks into Old Navy, says, I want this one, I want this one, I want this one. The next size up, I've done that for Kehlani and Jaden. I'm like, OMG, these shorts are so pretty. I'm taking them in 18 to 24, and then it'll still be summer when she's 2T. Right, it'll still be summer when she's 2T. Porque right now she's 18, 24, so these will be for only like a few weeks that I have to put her on these really quickly. What day, what day, what day. And then the next. Then I walk slowly towards the register, pay for my purchases, leave happily, possibly stop at Starbucks. And they're like, well, nothing to worry. It doesn't go through the drive-thru at Starbucks telling people, eat shit, okay, eat shit. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. I mistaken Jaden and Kehlani to the library. Jaden visited me last year. And I took Jaden to Central Library. I also visited Central Market with Jaden. I miss taking these two to the beach. I took them in 2019 at Balneario de Rincón. What did we eat at the beach? Porque I do that. I'm like, dale, dale, get in the car, put on your cover before that. What is it? 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 Here's a juice box and you handle it in the vehicle. Or do you want me to stop? Or do you want me to wait? And they're like, can you wait? I'm like, sure, why not? Oh, they're like, well, yeah, I'm fine with you driving and me drinking my juice from my juice box. If they're eating, then I wait. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna eat this granola bar and drink the water. Here's some water. And I'm heading like to the beach. What do you think? And you guys wait. I'll cook dinner afterwards, but I'm gonna make a quick pit stop to get those kebabs. They're like that we got the other day. They're like, sure, yeah, whatever. They're very easy. They're so easy to raise too. Esto es perfection right there. Esto es perfection right there. I anticipate their needs. I treat them with respect, and they've never ever once disrespected me in my life or theirs. I don't foresee them disrespecting me either. I miss Dana, I miss Kaylani. What else? I want Kate Spade earrings. I miss you, Ham. You can decapitate that Jamie girl and be hostage at Nordstrom, so I wouldn't work. So I can't progress financially so that I suffer starvation, so I die for them not raping me. So literally, but this, el pueblo de Aguada lo sabía before it happened, like for decades. Are people like literally with dicks shoving at their dicks trying to kill it? Like decades ago, I'm like, oh no, he did not just say that he's gonna make sure that I can't work so I can't succeed and so that I suffer. And then he's gonna mock me that instead of being with Jamie, I could have been with him, a rapist, murderer. So it's possibly her, but I was there with my coworker from Nordstrom that we both share an affirmation. Is it affirmation? For Rebecca Minkoff bags, apparently. They were trying to use that as a fashion statement, supposedly, of being a rape victim. I don't do that. So I don't join them behind the scenes in that movement. It's like they're allowed to process what they want to process if they feel raped by them, by themselves or Rebecca Minko handbag, but that's not why I buy them. What else? 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 I want to shop. You can decapitate Jorge, you can decapitate everyone that's trafficked me into starvation. You can decapitate Jenna Egbert that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, and steals my money. What else? 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 You can decapitate Camilo Carrero, steals from me, Jaden Cagnoni. You can decapitate me, having Suarez and his sons that rape me, that steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. He terrorized Edgar decades ago to not give me money. Oh, this may be a situation where even Jaden Kaylani are like, oh, I get that dad didn't give her the money, so dad is the one who's getting the death penalty. Not Fernandito Antonio Basura that terrorized my dad to not give mom the money because money needs to be given. And not let fear take over. I've never conditioned Jaden Kaylani to sustain me. I'm not going to start now. These people need to be held accountable for stealing from me for decades before Jaden Kaylani were born. So why would I be like, dale, búscate un trabajito y págame todo? I seek the truth in my head and then it comes out. I want to show for myself. Been there too. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I want to show up. Days up. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. What else? I'm bored. I want to shop at Trader Joe's. I got myself flowers. Trader Joe's, when was that? 2020? What What else? I have no family, but I'm like in denial. That day. So if I were to die and Edgar were to die, there's like Gabi can keep the kids, but I don't think even Gabi wants that. So I want to create a trust. I will say that Jaden can only can pick up a companion. Ideally, but I don't think that will be necessary. Okay, Gabi's a leech, most likely that he's trafficked to rape my children. So that's dangerous too. What else? 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 You can decapitate Rosa Perez that wants to rub it in because she has a degree with money that he gives her that belongs to me. And I don't have a degree from college. They're stupid. Rosa Perez is stupid. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. All of these people too, if they stay in my homes without my permission, steal my vehicles and get in the way of me receiving money. I miss dating with Kelani. I want to visit Puerto Rico with Jaden Kelani. I want to go pro. What else? What else? What else? What else? I miss having a home. Those gifting me money today. I love shopping for Jaden Kelani. You can decapitate Evelyn de Jesus. You can decapitate Katie Leon. I'm like, how do I know these hoes and why they're so gross? They paid me to pretend that they're me. They're disgusting. Ew, 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 ew. I'm so bored. I'm so bored. And then la competencia de mejores notas no la ganó Evelyn de Jesus. Ew, they're stupid. Evelyn de Jesus is stupid. She steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money, and then asks me, how are Jenny and Kehlani doing in 2020? Well, there was a custody case and I didn't have money. Para tener algo con ella hablar, para ella hablar con la prima y be like, ay, ¿te acuerdas de la muchacha esa? Me pagó el pelo, el primo segundo y me hago pasar por ella. Pues, nena, los nenes las notas las bajaron. Porque ella se quedó sin dinero y yo le robé el dinero. They're stupid. They're stupid. Y yo con eso no se vuelve a hablar más nunca. I'm like, oh, now remember who you are. Partially, I'm done. You can decapitate Evelyn de Jesus. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons. That rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. Anyways, I miss Jamie, I miss Kehlani. You can decapitate Leon Baker. That took me hostage through Facebook and Messenger in 2020. They're still after this. I registered Arlene Lorenzo in San Antonio so I can pay taxes. Usually behind the scenes. Thank you for this type of paper. Para darle un bordado. Oh, and they didn't know that possibly, but they possibly have someone at the taxpayers. At the tax office, I can't remember what it's called. Ken tells them all of that. They suck dick. And they're like, baby, no, and people don't see anything wrong with that. They're disgusting. They're like, my husband's like so into taking care of his second cousin that he specifically asked me that if she registers her business that I call him for so if we can celebrate her. So they possibly pick up the phone and say, look at her papers here that she registered it. Dan un asco. Anyone que le mame el pene, they want for them to try to become me, literally. You're stupid. Ellos salen a vacuna y ya. No tiene nada de inteligencia. No tiene inteligencia. Una asquerosidad. full, full, full. Un puerco asqueroso. You can decapitate my homies, daughters, and sons. Then rape me, let's steal my money and get in there. Anyways. What else? 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 Just more blah blah blah. Don't remember the names, so I can report them to the FBI. You can decapitate my homies, daughters, and sons, and rape me, to steal my money and get in the way of your same money. I miss dating, risking lonely. I need a home for myself, dating Kilani. I used to have money for myself, dating Kilani. 5 years almost already. Almost. Says dating Kilani are separated from me. In the meantime, I está dándole pena todos los días because he's a sex addict, a rapist, murderer, and thief. And porn addict that he watches me gratifying himself sexually, that I'm suffering, that my children are like, wow, for this kind of porn. They're stupid. They're stupid. Decades ago, they spelled a hate crime towards me. They're retaliating against me because I don't have sex with them. They're stupid. They terrorize people so that people don't give me money. You can decapitate me, how many sweaters and sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. I think their names are Albert, Alex, Leach, Basura, Andrew. In the meantime, being patient. Porque this is news to a lot of people. I didn't even remember their names in 2020. What else? My phone is about to turn off soon. I'm gonna hike by myself. I love doing that. I love hiking with Jenny Galani. I love hiking by myself. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I want to shop for myself, dating Kehlani. What else? What else? What else? What else? I want to take myself dancing. Madewell t-shirts. I miss you. What else? I want a skirt from Urban Outfitters. From what I had in storage, or maybe I had it with clothes in my vehicles. And they give it to La Lich que pretends to be mean. They're like, dale. No me sirvió. Sí me sirvió. Just take a Marlene ahora. And they take pictures similar to that. Or like, yo intenté y le di la falda. Y se tomó una foto así. A Marlene le di la falda y se tomó una foto así. They're cuckoos, psychos. You can decapitate Ginny Genarides Lorenzo Suarez. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate James Lorenzo sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. They possibly wore the skirt too, so they don't se tomó una foto así. They're stupid. They're stupid. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I miss Express. What do I miss here? A lot. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? This leash decades ago said to guys don't take any to hotel. Because then he thinks that he wouldn't have a chance to rape me. He's disgusting. He is disgusting. They associate hotels with like una estadía espectacular, and like that's just part of normal self-care to me. He's an illegal prostitute, so he glorifies hotels. They're stupid. What else? I miss David Scanloni. I like La Gloria or Rosa Glorias. You can decapitate Veronica Venegas. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I miss having a vehicle. You can decapitate Sarah Francis that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, steals my money and stays in my homes without my permission. So I can be with my man. She's stupid. Stupid. What else? 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 I'm bored. Like literally todo lo que quiero bailar. I miss my LG TV. Who has it? One of the teachers? intercepted my belongings in storage y se llevó el televisor como si fuera yo. Es que yo le mamo el screen al televisor y es mejor porque no me habla como ella. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I miss Banana Republic. What else are relatable? I like this song. I need a home for myself. Jaden Kinloni. You can decapitate everyone that's caused my anxiety, my depression, my loneliness, and led to Jaden Kinloni being separated from me. So this is progress. Back then in 2020, these leeches were showing their faces in real profiles that were Captain Pinga Loca, Victoria Jordan, Johnny Table, Psycho, Psycho, Psycho. And he goes around telling people he's my husband and stealing money from people. They're stupid. They're stupid. I miss Data Responding. You can decapitate with me as fuck. She's so nasty, disgusting. She's a sex addict, a porn addict, so disgusting. She's trying to kill me with this leash to keep my parents home, literally for the view, and to do all the things that they couldn't do because I was sharing a room with my sister. They're stupid! What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I love this kid. I love. What's this Trader Joe's? Most likely, Trader Joe's. I get flowers for myself. I don't need a rapist, murderer, leech. I get also in my life just to be like, my man sends me flowers with the money he steals from me. What else? What else? A spouse's appeal. When did my dad say? When I was 2. And I rolled my eyes. Oh, I rolled my eyes at him. And his brother, when one of them or both of them said, Arlene's gonna do our laundry. Porque I started catching feelings for 2 of my second cousins. And my family was so cute. They're like, if you want to get married, you must know about laundry. You can hire it out. You can do it yourself. It can be shared responsibility. The other person can do it. So I looked up to them both and said, guys, what is laundry? Great marriage proposal. They hate me. They hate me. So, what were they? What, like 10, 7 maybe? I don't know. That's the other one just exists in my head. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? They said 2 people when I was 2. One was like, what, 10? And the other one was like 7. Arlene is going to be doing her laundry. So my parents and a lot of people were like, no. Arlene no es esclava de nadie. ¿Para cuánta gente, Arlene? Los platos de... Si eso hubiese sucedido, no digan eso, que hay gente, hay leeches in this room that don't understand and they're gonna get excited. Digan que Arlene le propuso matrimonio a ellos y a ellas también. Because some people have joked. They're like, Arlene, are you gonna do my laundry too? And I said, no. What? There's no laundry issue to be solved. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm 44 and this is before slow. They're stupid. Was this him sending me this message or some of the leeches? Que se lo maman a matar porque me roban mi dinero. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate la leche esa que coja la gente de. She had a baby just to give him breast milk full so the kid can even breathe without the mother hovering over her and being like, why haven't you died already? I just needed the breast milk para ser vaca lechera. So she gets jealous of Maria Angelis if Maria Angelis were to have like the life that Maria Angelis wants. And she micromanages down to the degree supposedly because they could be lying. So Maria Angelis is miserable, según ella misma years ago, that she was studying to be a teacher because that was a secure paycheck thing. And miserable in her, and Marilyn doesn't want her to be happy. She tried to kill Maria Angelis, people say, with preeclampsia before Maria Angelis was born to still be able to have the breast milk, ideally, supposedly. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate stress. That's all they calls me, stress. People are like, damn right, they would have made you do their laundry. They would have made you, they would have abused you. They would have beaten you up with the way that they steal from me and they cause my starvation. People are like, wow, I guess your parents were right that they needed to get in between of you marrying them because this is disrespect. There are men out there that said I would never treat the lady badly, and they never treat the lady badly, and they end up getting married or having one rendezvous of sex or never, but it's both agreeable upon them. What else? 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 I'm bored. I want to show up for myself today, not on money. I'm bored. I miss the chief in my bedroom. I was sitting on living with me. Up Jaden, I didn't give up Kehlani. What else? What else? What else? What else? This is so relatable. I want to shop for myself. What else? What else? What else? What else? David is my wall trying to rape me. In 2019, full chaos. You can decapitate David Ledesma. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons. That right, you can steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. It's April 29, 2025. You can decapitate everyone that stays in my homes without my permission, everyone that steals my money, everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money, everyone that steals my vehicles. I wasn't there for that purpose. I didn't pick up a hobby just as embroider. It's truly in my nature. My parents both love stitching. My grandma stitched pañuelos. So I wasn't doing the embroidery. I'm trying to find out about who is it that steals from me. Like I'm truly trying to sell embroidery so I can sustain myself dating Kehlani. And these leeches get in the way. They're like, no, don't support her. We'll get the death penalty regardless. They're stupid. Stupid. I don't ever want that near me. In the meantime, it's dating Miss Kehlani. I want to shop. What else? 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 I want to take a class. I want to eat up by Sonos again. You can decapitate Sarah Woolsey. You can decapitate Corey Ames. If he stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money, I think he was a minor back then. I mean, maybe for thousands of people to get the death penalty. For staying in my homes without my permission. For stealing my vehicles. For getting in the way of me receiving money. For causing Jane and Kehlani to be separated from me. For causing my starvation. For causing me to waste my time. I could be tanning right now. What else? 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 I'm bored. I miss paisanos. I miss paisanos. Down to that, is that semen or not? I'm not gonna go on to. But I think like shrimp paisano has more of the that it doesn't. But back then in 2019, I'm like, I know, no me digas que behind the scenes, mejor no hablarle, ya haya sido semen, whatever. Hopefully no me infecté con algo, pero no, I didn't. Because I'm like, I'm running out of money. No, I'm not gonna bring it up to these leeches behind the scenes that might tell me that it's semen when it isn't too. Anyways, I want to take a class. I've experienced in all of this. What else? I love that cupcake. I miss dating. I miss getting on you. I miss making bows. What else? 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 You can decapitate Munoz Carrero's telling me to take responsibility for my actions. What actions? He's a thief. He's stupid. Just making me talk blah, 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 until I get exhausted and I die, or himself gratifying himself as abusing me and him thinking that he's having sex with me. They're disgusting. Estos carreros dan un asco. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate it for this one more, blah, blah, blah. How is it that I know you? Whatever. I want to read this book again. I miss Jaden, I miss Kaylani. I miss Jaden, I miss Kaylani. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I miss Jaden, I miss Kaylani. I miss Jaden, I miss Kaylani. I love cleaning the carpet with that Bissell steamer. It smells so fresh. And when it's like slightly a little bit wet, I lay on it. So that's what they were mimicking, so that they want to be like, that child abuser had her kids on the floor. They're stupid. Is that what they say behind the scenes? They type it even too? Ew, 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 ew. They're embarrassing. Ew, 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 ew. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. Why haven't they sent me $1,000 at a time right now? $500. I could really use the money. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, and steals my money. You can decapitate Arlene Lorenzo that stays in my homes without my permission. That's why I don't feel guilt of like leech. I need help financially. Oh, you're paying for my apartment. Guess who swims with him in my swimming pool in the home that I have with him? My father. They're disgusting. Oh, and he thinks that I'm gonna take him out on a date. He's stupid. He is stupid. What else? I won't bear my sort of the sons that rape me, stealing money, and getting in the way of me receiving money to kill themselves today. It's April 29, 2025. And then I miss dating, I miss Lonnie, I miss stitching. What else? I want to shop for myself. I miss those pieces. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate your minus all that steals from me. Jaden Kinley. I want to receive $1,400 from Ramon Lorenzo tomorrow. What else? 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 You can decapitate menos carrero. You can decapitate menos carrero. They gratify themselves sexually with stealing one's money and one saying, I need money for the kids. It's a joke. What else? Ew, ew, ew. Even take Satan to the movie theater. And comments very nicely when I'm like, I'm with the kids at the pool. Otherwise, it's like, don't remind me. Did I steal money from you? 3. What else? 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 These leeches have a wife. In California, a wife porque they're rapists. Better than the